extra pressure, you know. Some parts of the game were good, but in some parts we showed too much respect for the team of Madrid. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer.
We'll start with a set of questions. Please, as usual, identify yourself and the company that you represent. Thank you. I would like to ask if that respect that you're talking about may happen in other matches like Fenerbahce or Olympiacos. The same respect that you saw here, it made that happen again?
Yeah, that's something that it just comes with you know, with our opponents. All those names that you mentioned, including this team, it's big time clubs. And those are facts. You cannot, you know, you cannot change the angle and saying like, oh guys, they're like this, they're like that. No, not really. Obviously, we will try to be better in those other games. I just feel that sometimes it was too easy for them, like just too easy. Like we were lacking some toughness and then, you know, energy. That's all.
Any further questions for the coach, please? Okay.
She gives me love and affection, baby, the dimension. You're the only girl for me, I don't need a next one. Mama loves you too, she thinks I made the right selection. Now all that's left to do is just for me to put the question. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
You're feeling nothing's going right. Why don't you let me stop right? The clock is ticking, running out of time, so we should party all night. So cover your eyes, I have a surprise. I hope you got a healthy appetite. If you wanna dance, if you want it all, you know that I'm the girl that you should call.
Good evening again. As usual, we'll start with assessment from Pablo Lasso and then questions. Good evening. First, to congratulate the team for the win. I think in general we were quite solid. Probably not brilliant. They're a team that elaborates a lot on the attack, not so many possessions. We won all 4 quarters. The defensive feeling was quite good, even when the match was already broken. We maintained some seriousness. They didn't run for us. It's a win at the EuroLeague against a team that came from competing on the 3 previous one. It was close to win. So obviously we were the favorite ones in this match, but we were able to prove it from minute 1. I'm happy because of the win, to recover as soon as possible, because Sunday morning we have a complicated Liga Endesa match against Burgos. Questions for Pablo? Please identify yourself and the company that you represent. Pablo's congratulations. I'm Fernandez, Real Madrid Television. If we look at the statistics, one is interesting, but assist 28 euros 6 from the opponent. Is that a consequence of maintaining during the last years the block that you so often mentioned? Thank you. Well, yes, today it was a match that we were compelled to do that, to pass the ball well, because they're strong from the defensive point of view, they're aggressive. But if you can find the man who is by himself, then you're going to have advantages and you're going to read properly. So having too many players who have been playing together for so long helps. We've seen Clement today, he had 4 assists, but not just that. Every time they were playing pick and roll on advantage, he was finding a free man, and the 2 new ones go straight into that philosophy of the game, and I'm happy because the number of assists speaks quite well of the collective work of the team offensively. Hello Pablo, Javier Hernandez Lillo for 3rd team, congratulations for the win. I would like to ask 2 questions. The first one, I would like for you to assess Gabriel Deck match, and the second one, I don't know, how do you feel if there's a way to stop this Real Madrid this season, because Madrid lately is proving that it's very difficult to be won, and if you're proud on how your team is starting the season. I'll start with the second one. If I knew how to stop Real Madrid, I would not tell you, because maybe someone knows. I have, my obligation is to avoid people from stopping us, so I'm proud, I'm happy on how the team is working, but I keep saying this is quite long and the team needs to have aspects to improve, both from the physical point of view and even team's tactics. But obviously I'm proud and happy. Regarding Gabi, I think Gabi and Clement are not a surprise anymore. Gabi had a very solid match with nearly no mistakes, taking advantage of defensive advantages, both in the attack and the defense. I'm very happy with his contribution, and Clement as well, because you ask a lot for both of them because they're new. Javier Rodriguez, Planeta SAB. I would like to ask about a part on the 3-pointers out of 27. You say they're well thrown, but sometimes there was a bit of individualism with the player on top, and on the other side we just have Cheska and you. I don't know if that piece of information is worrisome for you, or you just don't care, because the EuroLeague tends to this. Regarding on the 27, there were like 3, 4, 5, there were 4s at the end of the possession because of the good defense. One about Sergi, I think it's no normal 1 of 4 jersey, could have been 4 out of 4 because some of them were just by himself. So it's 33%, that if it was 40, but I don't have the feeling that we forced too much. One of Randolph's, we got some difficult ones like Facu. I'm not worried about that, because I think our 3-point threat should be big. We have to move the ball so we can find our shooters in the best possible situation. Regarding the information that we only have 4 matches and we're invicted, it's positive, knowing that there are 26 match day ahead, and we're talking about the best teams in Europe, and each match is really difficult. Therefore, I'm not looking at the classification a lot at the beginning of the season. It's positive to be well and without losses for sure, but there's a lot of ahead. And I don't know if it was last year that we started 4-0 and then we lost 3 or 4. So the EuroLeague's makes you go match after match, knowing that each day is difficult, there is no easy opponent. Right now we talk about Buducnost, and I know the Podgorica one is going to be really difficult. And it's something that we accept from match 1. Therefore I'm happy because we started 4-0, but we need to continue working each match because there's a long way ahead, even with matches with a half or worse percentage of wins. Hello Pablo, Carlos Sanchez from the Madrid. I have the feeling, or even the conviction from the journalistic point of view, that we're going to start talking about records, who wins Madrid, when is Madrid going to lose. Are you worried about that, or you just don't care? I don't really care. I can't avoid it. And there was a season that we won, I don't know how many matches in a row. Then we had injured. And then we lost the final in the EUROLEAGUE and the Liga Endesa, and a season that was wonderful 4 or 5 seasons ago. And the season was wonderful. We won the Copa del Rey, we had a final for the EuroLeague and the Liga Endesa, and maybe at the beginning of the season they say you're going to play the 2 finals. You signed for that, but then those are matches or situations. We had injured players, so right now I'm not so much worried about that. I worry about the team being well, recovering players, including the new ones. Sergio was stopped for a long time, Kuz. So growing as a team beyond what they talked about us, which is something out of my control. What I worry is my team, and we have it clear, not what they say outside. If it's good, it's better than if it's bad, of course. Any more questions? Okay, the last question over there. Hello Pablo, Rafael Castillejo for Somos Vasquez. What does it mean for you personally to have Anthony Randolph and Tony, the centers in the best shape? I don't know if they are the one in the best shape, but I think they're fulfilling quite well with their job and their task. Right now, I'd sign if they were for the whole season in that progression, in that moment. But as I was saying to Carlos before, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Last year we had Randall, who started with an amazing season, then he was injured and it was difficult for him to get back. Right now I'm really happy because I think they're working quite well. Randall seems to be playing without any questions, any doubts, which is very good for him. When he has a position, he throws, he runs the field, rebounds, and it is very good on the team because of the defensive part and the team's work, and I'm really happy with both of them. But I believe that Felipe's work on his minutes has been wonderful, and Gabi is coming from the bench as well as Gustavos, who had a few problems. Problem's been a few days outside, so it's not just what Anthony Reddy can do, but the whole team inside. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for being here with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Nobody knows better than us that if you weren't here tonight, this would be